So if you don't know about the Havanese here, they're quite vocal animals. There you go. Almost
even when he yawns.
Even when they yawn. So today's video is going to be on all the health stuff I take. From vitamins to which prescription ones I take. I take a couple to keep some of my health markers in check. I do have a bit of an anxious mess here right now. He's a little bit hyperactive.
He wants to be included.
He wants to be included, so please bear with me or you will hear a lot of crying. This is our dog Griff. Look, there you go. He is a little Havanese, full of energy. He's 4 or 5 years old, but he acts like a puppy. What I want to do today is, it's going to be a nice quick video. But a lot of people ask me, what do I take for health? And you know, what should you be taking? Now, everything I take, I recommend people to take. Just because it's good to cover all your bases. There's 1 or 2 things that, you know, not everyone needs to take. But if you're slamming some PEDs, you should probably start to look at. So with that said, I'm just gonna start with the stuff everyone can use and get. I get all of my supplements of iHerb. What I'll do is I might make a wish list or whatever you call it on iHerb and post it in the description below, so you can just go on there and order it yourself. So with that said, what I'm gonna do is show you what I take in the morning after breakfast and then what I take at night and why. So my knowledge base is pretty average. If you want more information, you can always go to someone like Mickey and do a consult call, or Will, and they'll be happy to sort you out. But to get things started, first thing in the morning, I get up, I have breakfast, and then I take some supplements and vitamins. So first thing in the morning, I take a mix of, hold on, he's gonna jump. So first thing in the morning, I get up, I eat, and then I take what vitamins and supplements I have then. So first thing I do is I take some vitamin D3. I take 5,000 IUs of vitamin D3. The reason being is it's important for calcium absorption and everything, and a lot of us are actually deficient in vitamin D, even in Australia, because we work inside during the day when I get a lot of sunlight. Always good to get checked out, but there's no harm in taking it just in case. Now, the pills you get in Australia are usually only 1,000 IU unless a prescription, but on iHerb, it's not illegal or anything. All of this stuff is dosed properly. You can just go into iHerb and get the 5,000 IU one, or a 2,000 IU one, whatever you want. But that's first thing, and all the ones I'm showing you now, I take together. Next up, I take NAC. So the reason I take NAC is it's just good for you, but also it's really good for your liver. And as you know, a lot of us put a little bit of undue stress on our liver. So I take this year round. Everything you see here, I take year round. I don't cycle on and off. This is just a good base to cover your health. And then you can work from there if you have any specifics. But NAC, good for your liver, just a good supplement to take. I take 2. I take 1 in the morning and 1 at night, which gives me 1.2 grams of NAC a day. And that actually did help improve all my markers because I used to be such a big drinker and everything. Started this and everything came down. Next, I take niacin, no flash niacin, just 1 500 milligram tablet. The reason is niacin is actually good at raising good cholesterol. And it's something, again, a lot of people have an issue with, but also a lot of untested lifters have an issue with that, with the cholesterol ratios are a little bit out. So I take this, again, year round just to keep my good cholesterol in check. Because even when we're not near comp, even when not being juicy legends, I still struggle with that a little bit. Then I just have a multivitamin. Just make it a half decent one. This one's pretty cheap. A lot of people say you just have expensive P for multivitamin, but if you get a cheap one, I don't know why I'm stuttering, multivitamin. But if you get a cheap one, there's no issues. This covers all our bases for all the micronutrients we might be missing, and always good just to have on hand. I add in 1 fish oil tablet, again, in the morning and 1 at night. Reason being, fish oil, good for your brain, good for your heart, good for your red blood cell count and everything, to keep it in check. Nice and cheap. This one's about 25 bucks off of iHerb. You only have to have 2 a day to get the clinical dose, and they are properly dosed. It's got 500 EPA, 250 DHA in each tablet. Very good for your heart, guys. You need to be looking after your heart. Now, in the mornings when I have my prescription medication, prescription as in I get it from an online pharmacy, there's no issues with getting it though. These things aren't illegal. It's just easier to order online. I'm not saying you do that, but it's not illegal. I'm not breaking the law on video. So, first things that I've taken for ages is I take 1 gram of Metformin. Now, the reason being, Metformin is actually good for you. It's good for anti-aging. I think there's something to do with nutrient partitioning there. But I, more specifically, also have a pretty high resting glucose, like fasting glucose, sorry. So 1 gram Metformin keeps that in check, keeps that within a somewhat healthy range. And I don't need to worry about it. Now, I actually know a lot of tested guys. This isn't against any laws, any like drug testing or anything in WADA, but it is just good for general health. Most people usually only need about 500 milligrams. If you go up to 1 gram from the start, a lot of people do get gastrointestinal issues, i.e. the runs and stomach cramps. So Metformin, something that's good for anti-aging, it's good for health. A lot of people just take it as a health supplement, and if you have a high fasting glucose, definitely good for you. It's actually a diabetic medication, but a lot of people take it that aren't diabetic. Like almost all my mates I know take it. Feels good, helps you lift good because you feel good. The next one, the only other prescription med I had to take besides my anxiety medication, is Talmudsartin. Now, Talmudsartin, 40 milligrams, is actually a blood pressure medication. And I have never had an issue with blood pressure, no matter how big, how small I get, no matter what I take or what I'm doing, no matter how close to comp I'm getting, I have never had an issue with blood pressure. So why would I take a blood pressure medication? Well, Talmudsartin, if you're untested, if you are, let's just be blunt, if you're on PEDs, you should be taking Talmudsartin. It helps keep your red blood cell count in check. We don't want our blood flowing like maple syrup, like mine used to. But also protects against blood pressure, which a lot of people have. And it won't lower it too much if you do have normal blood pressure like myself. But also helps protect or reduce the risk of left ventricular hypertrophy. Now, a lot of people are going, what's that? If you're on the sauce and you're a big juicy legend, the chance of your left ventricle in your heart being enlarged, that's the hypertrophy, being bigger, is bad, right? And it's actually a lot higher, the chance of that, when you're on supplements. So protecting, and what we can do against that is taking stuff like this and doing our cardio. Why not for 30 bucks every 3 or 4 months? Why wouldn't you just take another little safety precaution to try to reduce and minimize the effects of some of the stuff we might do in lifting? So that's Talmudsartin. Again, not so much for all the natty kings out there and queens. More so this one specifically, if you are on any sort of PED, maybe look into this. Again, everyone I know in untested, or most people I know in untested, are taking this no matter what. We just want to, you don't want to have an enlarged heart valve and then have a heart attack at 50 or 60. So that's what I take first thing in the morning. I take all of those together first thing in the morning. And then at night, we don't take vitamin D, we don't take niacin, and we don't take our multivitamin. We've already had that for the day. So before bed, I'll have NAC. And we don't take these either. They're only once a day. We have 1 omega-3, and I take these all together, so those stay. And then I add in some magnesium, which I've conveniently lost the cap on. Just 500 milligrams of magnesium. Now, reason we take magnesium, good for your nervous system, but more importantly as well, it's good for recovery in that, just good for your body, but more importantly, it really aids in sleep. A lot of people struggle to sleep at night, to get to sleep, to stay asleep. Magnesium does wonders for sleep, believe it or not. A lot of people don't actually know that about magnesium. Now you need to be careful because a lot of sources will have a really high magnesium reading, 500 milligrams, but they don't have much active, like the magnesium they're using isn't super bioavailable. So not all magnesium and not all zinc even is created equal. Make sure you're getting one that it has a high bioavailability. I will leave the link to this one though, like I said, in the description. So 500 milligram magnesium, don't take more or your guts will be a mess. I have 50 milligrams of zinc. So zinc is really good for your immune system, really good for hair, skin, nails, stuff like that. But what people don't know as well is zinc is actually really good for hormone production. So you should be, not that that concerns me, but you should probably be taking this just as, again, another fail-safe. But it's still healthy for you, good for your immune system. That it's just another benefit of it. It's one of the only supplements proven to help with hormone production. One of the only over-the-counter subs. And then I take 2 more things at night. I take curcumin. I just take 1 capsule of this. How big of a dose is that? 630 milligrams of curcuminoids, whatever that means. Mickey told me to take 1, so I take 1. Really good for inflammation, but also, again, really good for your heart. I think you'll find a bit of a trend here. We're trying to take care of our heart. It's not good walking around at 125 year round, so we're just trying to reduce the impact of that on probably the thing that is going to be most affected by what I do.
Which I appreciate. Thanks, Mickey.
Which Danny appreciates. What did I tell you about talking in videos?
People said they want more.
1 person. And then before bed as well with these, I just take 2 milligrams of melatonin. Melatonin is what you produce to sleep, and this helps get you to sleep. Now, a lot of them don't help you stay asleep, but most people have troubles falling asleep. There are ones you can get that are extended release, but this isn't one of them. This just helps me get out like a light switch turned off. I hit that pillow, I go, it's bedtime, and usually I'm asleep pretty fast. You can get them at, like in Australia, you can only get 1 milligram once prescribed, but again, not illegal to order in. You're not doing anything wrong by ordering a stronger one. I take 2 milligrams, Tyler takes 1 milligram. Most people will fall around 1 to 2 milligrams to help with sleep. Now you can get them at 10 or 15 milligram strength. The chance of you needing that are next to none, right? Don't take 10 milligrams of melatonin. I took 10 milligrams my first time because I got told to, and I had a dream that I crushed some dude's head with a cinder block. It was horrifying. Danny had to wake me up because I was bawling my eyes out in my dream. It was a very bad experience, but 2 milligrams doesn't mess with my dreams, helps me sleep. It's one of those things where a lot of time less is more. Don't overdo it. You're not gonna hurt yourself. You're not gonna OD. It's not addictive. It's not habit forming or anything. It could just give you pretty wild dreams, which is counterintuitive to what we want. So 1 to 2 milligrams, I take 2, Tyler takes 1. Start at 1, see how it works. I take it 30 minutes before I actually want to sleep. Now, that is all the health supplements I take. I don't take anything else on top of that, whether I'm near comp or not. But I just wanted to do this video to let people know and show people what I take. It can be simple. All this looks quite expensive. When you're ordering online, it's not. It's expensive if you get it from Oz. If you get it from iHerb, it's actually really cost effective. It'll be cheaper than your pre-workouts and your proteins. And again, you're just looking after your health, which a lot of people don't do enough of. Aside from that, I know this is probably a quicker video than we're used to. I don't know how long it's been going, but I really wanted to get this out there because I get a lot of people asking what supplements to take, what vitamins to take, and I thought doing one big video would be the best. Awesome, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the riff. Next time I'll get the cat. I don't know why I banged the table. Sorry, it's going to be loud. Next time I'll get the cat in and maybe I'll get some of the rats in on one of the videos. Not together though, because she's always got a hungry look in the eyes when she looks at them. All right, peace out. Love you, bye. Mwah. So today I'm going to go over the health subs I take. No.
It was a yawn.